Namo Namaha. Can you say Namo Namaha? That's hello in Sanskrit. Welcome to Patrika's Little Star Cafe. Facts that are fast, fun, and keep you happy. Today is Friday, October 13th, 2017, and here are today's matters for chatter. Number 1. Earlier this week was World Post Day. While we may not send as many letters and postcards thanks to the substitutes of email, SMS, WhatsApp, Instagram, etc., World Post Day was marked to celebrate new communication that connected the world. While post was used for many centuries, using horseback and bullock carts, an organized post system was set up as early as the 1600s, and it later became used internationally as countries agreed to exchange communication with each other. It's also a day for stamp collectors and post history. Number 2, French President Emmanuel Macron is planning a trip to India in December. He will be the chief guest at the International Solar Alliance meeting. The ISA is a group of 120 countries that will commit to creating eco-friendly solar energy. This step shows India's commitment to the Paris Climate Accord that the US President Donald Trump so famously backed out of. While France will announce setting up of new factories in India, India will also sign a deal to buy planes from France. Recently, other world leaders have also visited when India does some expensive shopping from their countries. Number 3. Astronauts recently went on a spacewalk outside the International Space Station, but the spacewalk is no cakewalk. NASA Commander Randy Bresnik and Mark Van de Hey have to latch themselves to the station to do their repairs. Randy Bresnik has done many of these repairs earlier, whereas it was the first spacewalk for Van de Hey, who just arrived at the space station a few weeks ago. He is now the 221st person to stroll in the void of space. When astronauts see our beautiful Earth from above, they are reminded of how beautiful it is and what we need to do to keep it healthy. And now for today's mega matter. When we think of Sanskrit, we think of it as an ancient language that can help us understand written scriptures, etc. We seldom can imagine that there are actually villages in India that speak only in Sanskrit to each other, only to preserve it. Muttur and Hosahali in Karnataka and Jiri and Mohad in Madhya Pradesh is where Sanskrit has truly become the language of the people. More than 95% of the people of Muttur and 100% in Jiri speak Sanskrit, and they just don't learn it, although it's taught in Montessori's there through rhymes and Chandamama. Normal day-to-day conversation is also in the Sanskrit language. Instead of "what's your name?" they will say "Bhavata Nam Kim?" And instead of "would you like tea or coffee?" they will ask "Coffee va chayam kim ichhati bhava?" Even spices and masalas in the kitchen are labeled in Sanskrit because it's their language. This movement was started by Surinder Singh Chauhan over 20 years ago, but now unfortunately the trend is becoming weaker. Is it because people are moving away from their villages, or because the need for English has become so vast that our own languages are looked down upon? These villages can teach us a lot about a will to preserve our culture. Imagine if people still spoke in Latin in villages in Europe. Today's word of the day is rookie. That's a word referring to a beginner. Van de Hey is a rookie astronaut compared to Bresnik. And finally, for today's quote of the day, a different language is a different vision of life. Thank you for listening, and do send us your questions and comments via WhatsApp, or you can email us at diptyanti@gmail.com. Take care, lots of love, Dipti Auntie. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are?